Hello and welcome to another studio vlog. This one is a bit of a different video from my usual ones, mainly because so many things went wrong on this day. I was filming it to use as regular studio vlog content, but I wasn't planning on it being a video that features one fail after another. But here we are. Sometimes that's just how it works, and we have to just roll with it. Now, I could have scrapped the footage and pretended like this never happened, but I do think it's important to show that sometimes things don't go to plan. Sometimes we all have days like this. So to get started, I planned on cutting a lot of stickers that I have previously printed out already, and the start of that went well. The first thing I cut were some of my magnetic bookmarks. When I wanted to cut another sheet full of magnetic bookmarks from my cats and book designs, I realized that I deleted or never saved that file on my computer. So unless I want to try and recreate the file, which is going to be very difficult to do, I most likely won't ever be able to use any of them, unfortunately. So the second thing I wanted to cut, and we already ran into a problem. But this was all on me. I'm the one that messed up here, so I can live with that. Next, I went ahead and cut a full sheet of different kinds of packaging stickers. Everything went well with this one.
Okay, growing up I read books about enchanting bliss, falling head over heels, sealed by a true love's kiss. Embers in the air, flickers everywhere, a fire you just can't miss. Now the older I get, the more I reminisce. I want it sincerely, so I'm still daydreaming. I see it.
Then I tried to cut this glitter paper from Silhouette that I printed out during my Cats and Books launch, but I wasn't necessarily in love with how they turned out, so I didn't cut them at the time. I kid you not, but I had to load and reload the paper about 25 plus times before it finally read the registration marks. And I was so happy when I finally registered that I did not pay attention to how it was cutting, which is why I didn't realize that it was cutting way off until only 3 stickers were left on the page that haven't been ruined yet.
If you're out there, come find me. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, lighting up the sky like the fireworks on the 4th of July. The city will ignite magic, wonder, thunder, striking through my heart. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, looking in his eyes. Why is it seen as naive if I think it's all real? That when you know, you just know, the butterflies you feel. It's not out of touch if what I want is something that I deal. When he's the one, I'll be done, my heart forever seal. I'm not one to be patient.
That kind of took the wind out of my sails for being excited about using the Silhouette that day, but I figured I would give it one last chance, so I went ahead and decided to try and cut these pastel paw print sticker sheets because they are on regular sticker paper, so I thought maybe, we can go back to it working the way it's supposed to. It had no problem reading the registration marks, but the cut wasn't good enough for me to add it to my shop, so both of these sheets landed in my seconds pile. And at this point, I couldn't be bothered anymore, and I decided to turn my Silhouette off.
What's the point of a romance if it's not there to stay? I should probably mention that I'm perfectly fine being alone for a lifetime. Less is perfectly right. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, lighting up the sky like the fireworks on the 4th of July. The city will ignite magic, wonder, thunder, striking through my heart. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly, looking in his eyes. fireworks should fly, lighting up the sky like the fireworks on the 4th of July. The city will ignite. Magic, wonder, what thunder, striking through my heart. When I fall in love, all the sparks will fly.
I decided to instead try out different holographic and glitter paper that I ordered from Silhouette. The first thing I did is I created designs that I thought would look nice being black outline only. I figured that if the outline would be black and the inside hollow, that the combination would look quite lovely, and I was correct with that assumption. But what I didn't take into consideration is that my printer is having problems printing black. Now, if you've watched some of my other vlogs, you might know that my printer sometimes acts up and prints with lines just because it feels like it. One of the other struggles my printer has is printing black nicely. It more often than not prints smudges what it printed, and it prints like a finer line next to the design that it did. And it did it in this scenario. You can see in the close-ups what I mean. Here you can see that it printed additional little lines randomly right next to the design for some reason. And other parts of the paper have randomly misprinted, like this one. Who knows what happened here? So I figured I can't continue on this project using pure black, so what I did is I went back to my designs and I created them in a dark gray color instead. Usually this trick works for my sticker sheet header and footer, for example, so I thought I'd give it a try. I also decided to try it out on this glitter paper rather than the holographic one again, just because I thought if the streaking problem is because the ink doesn't dry fast enough, maybe it will be different with this glitter paper because it feels like the ink will be more absorbed by it. And these stickers, I have to say, turned out okay. I'm really actually quite happy with how these ones turned out. I think the glitter part can hide quite a few mishaps that probably would be noticeable on the other paper. So with that working, I figured let's try it out on another holographic paper. And this time, because I wasn't sure what print setting to use and thinking that maybe the smudging is happening because of too much ink, I went ahead and tried the plain paper setting instead of the semi-gloss one that I've been using this far. And of course, that turned out to be wrong. Because you can see in the close-ups that the gray isn't printed evenly and there are like tiny little streak marks through the print. So I went and gave it a second try with the same paper and semi-gloss setting, and turned out that was the right call. This one looks much better. You can see in the close-up that there are no lines through the print. This one has the lines through it. And this one doesn't. In this close-up, you can really see this is the good one and this one is the bad one. At this point, I thought I had it all figured out and I was ready to print more pages when I noticed that the 2 stickers in the bottom corners are too close to the edge, so they would be cut off, especially this side. Part of the print isn't even on the holographic part of the paper anymore, and it took me about 4 prints to realize that. At this point, let's ignore the fact that the one at the top is also too close, because I did not notice it yet at this point in real life. I went and I recreated the file and I removed one of the paw stickers so that the stickers would fit nicer at the bottom. Once done, I printed that out on the same holographic paper as I printed out the first try. And while this one overall looks better / the best that I've printed out so far, there's still a problem of streaks through some of the designs. And you can see it here in the close-up. Some turned out perfect, like this one here, this one, and this one too, but overall I've had enough and I told myself I would try this again on another day, and instead of using black or gray, I might use dark blue or green instead and see if that will make a difference. Who knows? I had other things I wanted to print that didn't have any black in the design, so I printed a test page to make sure that there are no lines through it. And when the test page came out perfectly fine, I figured I could just spend the rest of the day printing out designs that didn't include any black. I was debating filling up the ink tanks after I was done printing, but I was worried what it would do to my printer if I let the tanks get too empty. So I decided to fill up the inks in my eco tank before printing. You can listen to the sounds of me filling up the printer ink, and you can guess what happened next while you do that. Welcome back, and if you guessed that the printer started to print with lines after I was done filling up all the inks, then you would be correct. So I decided to call it a day and give up completely, and I spent the rest of the day reading, which was quite lovely and very much needed. Now, I don't want to go from all this negativity into packaging an order, since that's always the highlight of my day or week. And even though I didn't actually package this one on the same day, I still feel like we need to have a little something in between for this video. So let's enjoy some relaxing drawing time first. This, same as the packaging in order, I also did not film on the same day, full of fails, as I like to call it, but a few days before. Now let's get on to packing an order. This one went all the way to France, which is so exciting. They ordered this I Will Always Love You greeting card with a 100% recycled envelope. I added both into a glassine bag and I closed it with one of my Oopsie washi tapes. And I added a sticker that lets people know that the glassine bags I use are recyclable, biodegradable, and compostable. Then in a smaller glassine bag, I add a business card and some freebie stickers. Same with the big bag, the smaller one also gets the same sticker that says the glassine bag is recyclable, biodegradable, and compostable. I add all of that together and I attach my thank you card with one of my Oopsie mini flower stickers to hold it in place. Then I add all of that into a rigid mailer. And I add a piece of orange washi tape to make the envelope cuter. And I also added a Happy Mail stamp sticker as well. And that's it for this order and for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.